You're listening to Bernadette Gold Unfiltered, which means you're ready for a new level in business, health, and life. Hit subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear it. No filter, no fluff. Let's go. I want you to think about your thermostat. I know it sounds weird, but the one on your wall. You set it to 70 degrees. The room gets too cold, it kicks on and warms up. The room gets too hot, it kicks on, cools down. It always returns to the number, the temperature it was set to. Always. Now, I want you to understand something. You have a thermostat too. Not just about money, although it shows up a lot with money. It runs every single dimension of your life, from your income to your relationships, the amount of love you allow yourself to receive, the amount of time you allow yourself to rest, the level of success you allow yourself to sustain, even the amount of joy you permit yourself to feel before something happens to bring it all back down. All of it. All of it is calibrated to a set point. And for most people, that set point is just enough. Just enough money to cover the bills, just enough love to feel okay, but not so much that you might lose it. Just enough success to be comfortable, but not so much that people start treating you differently. Just enough attention to feel seen, but not so much that you feel vulnerable and exposed. Just enough. And here's what I want to say about that directly. Just enough isn't enough. It's not enough for the life you're actually here to live, not for the impact you are here to make, and not for the joy or the abundance, the freedom that's genuinely available to you. Most people never get past the just enough. And it's not because they don't want more. It's not because they don't work hard enough. It's not because of the economy or the market or the algorithm being against them. It's because their internal thermostat is set too low. And when the temperature rises above that set point, the system kicks in and brings it all back down. Every time. I'm sure you've watched this happen in your own life. You have a breakthrough month followed by a slow quarter, a relationship that finally feels right, to be followed by a fight that nearly ends it. The launch that works, followed by an immediate pivot to something completely different before success has a chance to land. Not bad luck. Not the universe against you, God punishing you. It's your thermostat doing exactly what it was programmed to do. Returning you to the set point, returning you to the familiar, returning you to what's safe. Let me show you what this looks like in someone we all know. Robert Downey Jr., one of the most talented actors of this generation. He had everything. The talent was never in question. But for years, he kept going through things and returning to the same set point. Extraordinary promise, followed by addiction, followed by arrest, prison, career collapse. And not just once, multiple times. The temperature would rise, a great role, a critical breakthrough, a glimpse of what was possible. And the thermostat would kick in and bring him back down every single time. Talent wasn't the problem. The set point was the problem. And then something shifted. It wasn't strategy. It wasn't a new agent or the right script at the right moment. His identity shifted. He did the inner work. He got sober, rebuilt his sense of what he was actually worth, stopped running the program that kept pulling him back to the floor every time. And when his identity shifted, his thermostat reset. And what followed was the most extraordinary second act in Hollywood history: Iron Man. The entire Marvel franchise, the highest paid actor in the world, not because he became more talented, because his set point changed and it stayed changed. Because the identity underneath it finally caught up to the life that was always available. Here's a question most people never ask: who set your thermostat? What's your set point? You didn't consciously set it, it was set for you by what you watched as a child, by what you were taught about money, love, whether people like you get to have what you want, by the phrases you heard over and over before you were even old enough to question them. Things like money doesn't grow on trees. Who do you think you are? Don't get too big for your britches. Life's hard. You have to earn it. And there it is, the program, running underneath almost every ceiling or upper limit I've watched someone hit. The belief that more money, more love, more success, more joy, more ease, all has to be earned before it can be allowed. That you have to prove your worth, your value. You have to demonstrate enough times that you finally deserve it before you actually are permitted to have it. And then underneath that, on an even deeper level, that belief that things have to be hard, it can't come easily. And if it does come easily, it doesn't count. If it didn't cost you something, it can't be real. If you're not suffering for it, you haven't earned it yet. Well, some of that you learned from watching your parents. They worked themselves to the bone, and then they told you about it. They sacrificed everything. They never rested. They never received anything without guilt. And you love them. So you learn that this is what it looks like to be a good person, a hard worker, someone worthy of respect. And without even realizing it, you're running their program. In your business, in your relationships, in the way you charge, in the way you rest, and the way you receive or allow what's trying to come to you. And it's keeping you exactly where they were. Not because you're not trying, because you're loyal to a program that was never meant to be your ceiling. And let me say this: vision boards work, affirmations can work, positive thinking can work, but it only works when the belief and the identity underneath are aligned with what you want. And when the set point's too low, even using those tools, you'll hit a ceiling every time. It's not that the tools don't work. It's that the thermostat needs to be addressed first. You have to clear the program. You have to change your belief and shift your identity. And then those tools work exactly as they should. because now there's nothing running underneath that pulls you back down. And what becomes possible when the thermostat gets reset? Not just enough, more than enough. Money arrives and stays, grows. Love that feels safe to receive and allow fully. Success that lands instead of immediately triggering some crisis. Rest that doesn't come with guilt or shame. Joy that doesn't feel like it has to be justified. A life that is genuinely, fully, unapologetically yours. That's what's available on the other side of this work. And it starts with one decision: to stop earning the right to have what you want and start believing you're already worth having what you want. So here's the question I want you to sit with before episode 7. Where in your life is your thermostat, your set point, set to just enough? And what would it feel like to finally turn it up? I'll see you in episode 7. This is Bernadette Gold, Unfiltered.